What up? Felt like making a video, so here I am making a video. Death. Death is an important topic because death is a perfect example of something that's true that we don't like to acknowledge that it's true. I think all the fucked upness in the world and in people is caused by a dissonance, a disharmony between what people believe and what is actually true, what is actually real, what's actually based in reality. This is how shit gets fucked up. In yourself, your mental illnesses and shit like this. And in society, the corruption and greed and hate and all this kind of stuff. It seems to be that what we believe is not based in truth. We have a belief about ourselves and about the world and reality. And when we bump up against what reality actually is, when our beliefs about reality bump up against the actuality of reality, then that is what causes suffering. That's what causes things to fuck up. So death is the prime example here. Especially in this kind of Western culture, where we really don't acknowledge death. And when we do acknowledge death, we try and sugarcoat it. We try and put fairy dust over it, try and make it more user friendly and all this kind of stuff. You see life insurance ads, and they're all just fucking watch them. And other things I don't know, I can't think of anything at the moment, but yeah, in this Western culture, we are in denial about the reality of death. We push it under the rug. We think it's morbid. We think it's scary. We think it's wrong and it shouldn't happen. I mean, obviously, intellectually, we know it's it's a natural part of life. It's a natural part of existence. But our feelings, our whole felt experience tells us otherwise. We say, no, this is wrong, I don't want to die. I don't want my loved ones to die. They shouldn't. I want them to exist, And this is where our beliefs bump up against realities. That we believe that death is not a good thing and that it's scary and it's, And I'm not saying this is an easy thing to just drop that belief. It's the most daunting thing, you know. Once you can get over the fear of death, all fears dissipate and you will be enlightened. It's not an easy task. Even religious or spiritual beliefs about death are just another sugarcoating. You know, maybe you believe that you'll be reincarnated. Maybe you believe that you go to heaven. Maybe you believe that it's not the end, or you believe that it is the end. All these beliefs about it. You know, the thing is that we don't know a whole lot of shit, and we don't like that we don't know, and so we like kind of insert a belief into ourselves to project onto reality to cover up that discomfort of not knowing. You know, instead of just accepting that, oh, I've got no fucking clue about, say, death. I really don't know. Instead of just saying that sincerely, we try and figure it out, like, oh, what could it be? Because we don't like the discomfort of not knowing, and so we try and come up with some rational belief that fits us well, that works in our life, and goes, oh, that seems like the way to go. I mean, we don't think of it like this. We just come up with the belief, and then we believe in it. Not sure if I'm getting my message across. It's like people would prefer to believe in something that isn't true than to just not believe at all and, you know, not know. It's uncomfortable. It causes discomfort and suffering to not know. And this is what's happening in all our life. Is that really we don't have a fucking clue who we are, what this is, what we're doing, why we're here. We don't know any of this shit, but we make believe that we do to cover up that discomfort. Individually and collectively. This whole social and cultural structure is designed to cover up the discomfort of not knowing. And we get indoctrinated and brainwashed and conditioned with all these beliefs to and so we create a self where there is none. We create an inherent reality where there is none. We create meaning where there is none. We create purpose where there is none. Because we're scared of the harsh reality that is the unknowable. The unknowable. And so that causes suffering. Because what we believe and what we project onto reality is it can be anything. It can literally be anything. Any kind of thing that you can think up. Possibilities are endless of how you're going to perceive reality. But ultimately, any perception of reality is not reality. It's a perception of it. And so if you're perceiving reality with some fabricated narrative and belief, then sooner or later, that fabrication or belief is going to be confronted by the harsh nature of reality. Not harsh, just by reality. The harshness is the discordance, the unharmonic thing that I'm losing words here, but you know what I mean? This is what suffering is. Suffering is believing in something that isn't true. Believing that something exists when it doesn't exist. Now, having beliefs and fabricating narratives and projecting onto reality, all this stuff is, I'm not saying that's bad or that it's good or whatever. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it or you should do it or that it's, what I'm saying is that once you realize that your beliefs are not true and that your mental stories about reality and yourself are not true, once you realize that these have no inherent existence and you are abiding in truth, then you're free to play around with all these beliefs and fabrications. Now you know the truth. You can believe anything you want and not take it for truth. You can fabricate any kind of thing onto reality and realize that it's just a game. All of it, any fabrication, any story about yourself or reality, it's just another costume to wear or another game to play. But it has no inherent existence. Like playing chess. It's like when you're playing chess, it's like you're in it to fucking win, to fucking use your mind and kill the other kill the other person's fucking pieces and win the game, right? Now when you're locked into that playing chess, that's you know it's a game, you know what I mean? You don't Like, when you finish playing chess, you're back into reality, you know? It's the same thing with everything once you know truth. I'm not saying I know truth. I'm just saying this is the kind of shit that I think about. But it's the same kind of thing, like the way that you see chess as just a game, and in the moment when you're playing the game, your objective is to win. It's the same way with reality. If you are focused on achieving and succeeding in society, like, you know, earning lots of money, whatever you want, you know, being a filmmaker or a musician, or, you know, your dream job, or if you fancy yourself to be, you know, a rock star, or whatever, you got to realize that these are games that you're playing and costumes that you're wearing to play. Because once you start taking that for truth, for reality, that's when problems occur. Just like if you were taking chess for being reality, for being truth, you would like fucking be devastated when one of your pawns got fucking taken down. You would be like, no! Be crying, you know, like, oh fuck, I'm dying. Each piece is one less piece of me, and oh no, oh I'm checkmate, I'm dead, no, I'm dead. But of course we don't think like that because we know it's just a game. And so if we take this same attitude and apply it to life in every area, then suffering ceases. You can still play the role of a rock star. You can still put the costume on and go on stage and jump about and act cool, and you can still, you know, go after money. But if you're dependent upon these things, like, if you think these things is like a means to an end, and the end is happiness, then you're fooling yourself, because happiness is here. Happiness is fucking playing the game. Playing any kind of game you want, wearing any kind of costume and role playing. Now. See, reality has no meaning other than the meaning that you want to give it. And so, like, even if you want to play the game of being like, in 20 years I'll be doing this and I'll be there, like, if you want to play that game, sure, but you have to realize it's a game. It's not reality. It's not true. Maybe I'm wrong about all these things. I mean, I say that because I'm hesitant to talk fully about these things as if I know, because I don't know. Like, I don't know. But this is the kind of shit that I think about. But I'm sorry if I've come across as like I know these things. I tend to do that. I tend to be a bit, I suppose, arrogant or whatever when it comes to like in spirituality and enlightenment and stuff like that. And really, I'm no one to talk, because I you know, I don't consider myself to have transcended the dream of reality and the games and fabrications. But, you know, I'm interested in these things. So anyway, and we're playing millions of games, fucking so many. I mean, fuck, we're playing the game of so much. We're playing the game of a son, a father, a daughter, a mother, a friend, a sibling. We're playing the game of a citizen, playing the game of a nationality. We're playing the game of a career. We're playing the game of superiority. We're playing the game of inferiority. We're playing the game of good. We're playing the game of bad. We're playing the game of smart. We're playing the game of dumb. Playing the game of better. Playing the game of worse. So many costumes we're wearing, and we don't even realize that they're costumes. And of course, if you would realize that they were costumes, you would stop playing a lot of them, because a lot of the games we're playing are causing us to suffer. The games of feeling unworthy, the game of being not good enough, the game of being stupid, the game of, you know what I mean? They're fabrications. They're just a lens of perception, just a pair of glasses that you can put on. Because that's not who you are, you know. If you think of yourself as not good enough or not worthy, you haven't always been that. And there are times when where you have felt good enough. And when you are feeling not good enough, it's hard to believe those times where you were feeling good enough. You know, you don't see that as valid. And likewise, sometimes when you see yourself as good enough, it's like, I'm going to lock this into a permanent state, you know, because this is true. You see, what happens is that whatever state we're in, we believe that to be true. And it's important to always compare your state of mind in the present to the past, and to realize that, you know, both of these states have no inherent existence. Like, they're not true. Like, I can think of a time of when I was really depressed, or I can think of a time when I was feeling really confident in myself and happy with life. And you see, both of them are equally true and equally not true. The thing is, like, when I'm feeling depressed, I'm like, oh my god, this is who I am, this is true, like, fuck. And then when I'm feeling confident and good about life, I'm like, oh yeah, fucking life is easy. Like, I've kind of got this under control now. I'm confident in myself. I know this. Yeah, this is how it is now. We need to be more humble. We need more humility here, because what we are, it keeps changing. We never stay the same. Everything is changing all the time. The only permanence is impermanence. So we need to not be so cocky and so definite. Like, when you're depressed, you know, it's really all about identity, like, and that's hard, you know, like. Anyway, I don't fucking know what I'm saying. So, back to the topic of death. I'm making this video because I'm kind of just bored and I feel like making it just to kind of talk and hang out with my philosophical mind. Hang out with my philosophical self. So no, I've got nothing else to say. This has been it. So I'll see you when I see ya. I'll see you when I'm looking at ya.